And as a pilot, it's interesting because it doesn't directly affect our airplanes, but indirectly, I mean, it affects so many things. And it's hilarious just to watch other pilots, whether they're evaluating a restaurant or we have a very complex pilot working agreement at Delta. So contractually, it's like, we got in after 2 a.m. Does that trigger some extra pay? And guys always had challenge. Well, someone uploaded the pilot working agreement to ChatGPT, and now folks just go on there, they take a picture of their rotation, and in seconds it goes, yep, this is the rule that it triggered, and this is how much you should get paid. And I mean, obviously, you have to be careful not to take everything as gospel, but just the mainstream embrace of ChatGPT, as you mentioned, from a few years ago, where people were like, I know what the idea of AI is, to where Joe consumer is using it on a daily basis, or like me, dozens of times a day, just for access to information and the infrastructure and build out behind that. One thing I'm interested in you guys and specifically Tempo is, the big players, that's something that, you access through the major markets, but some of the little niches in between, whether it be manufacturing or different ways that AI is being supported, I think are super interesting ideas where people can be involved.
Yeah, thanks for the comments. And Ryan, I'll give you a chance to share your thoughts. But I was just going to say, yeah, the massive investments happen through hyperscalers. I mean, these are the Googles, the Microsofts, the Metas, the Max 7 in essence. They are the biggest players, and you can obviously play the market that way. But there's another ecosystem in the universe out there with smaller players and all the support, obviously industrial production, steel, all the manufacturing that needs to happen to enable the hyperscalers to do what they do does exist out there. And just had one more thought on well, let me hold that thought. Ryan, any quick comments?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a hot topic and affecting, I think, our business on a lot of different levels. I mean, like Mike was just touching on, we just did this industrial, steel manufacturing deal, and investors that are really sharp to what's going on, I think are looking to see where there's opportunity in that space. I think it's going to continue to evolve. I have even seen a little bit in the media about, kind of, we don't we need to be cognizant of how much energy we're using. We want to make sure this is sustainable growth, smart growth as well. But there is a real need, obviously, that is going to continue to grow. I think it's going to be a balancing act for sure, but something to come for a long time in the market. And really, I think we're just seeing the beginning of it really in the last year or two take off. I think we've got a lot of runway ahead on a more like granular level with our own operations as a company. We've integrated and used it in a lot of different ways, which I think is really interesting to see on a smaller, we're more of a boutique investment firm. We've used it to help overlay on our underwriting of deals, market analysis, and pulling together aggregate data on different submarkets or different asset classes. It's really helped us be extremely efficient in vetting opportunities, looking at deals in real time, pulling together sources and data, and helping that analysis. I don't think it's gotten to the point where it's replaced any of our key folks on the back end that are really providing that critical mind to be the kind of decision maker and the end of the analysis. But we've used it in a lot of ways, I think, to really make ourselves a lot more efficient and faster in the marketplace, and just track trends and changes and pool data really that's been available out there in the market. It's really a tremendous resource in a lot of ways. And there's other apps and applications we've been starting to play with as well that I think will continue to roll out as well. So it's very interesting to see how you can utilize it, in the modern era.
And I just I'll add one comment. See, it's kind of interesting what you said. AI is really, really good at big data, right? It can analyze data and can learn from it. That's the sort of the biggest advantage of AI and expert systems. And when you said that you uploaded Delta pilot agreement into the AI, is hilarious. Actually, the risk of hallucination is very low because you're giving it a data set is very clear. It's extremely good at these type of tests. But it's an evolution. It's an evolution of tools and evolution of improvements. Even in legal profession, I mean, a lot of white collar sort of professions where there's a threat, but there's also a great opportunity.